I have this mobile microcontroller development bag I carry around with myself. Well, not at home, and sometimes I just fancy writing some code or something. So let's go over what's in here. First of all, tons of breadboard wires. You need lots of those. Just one of those cheap AliExpress eBay resistor kits. Nothing in there. Knockoff logic analyzer. Very good, this thing. Very useful. Micro USB cable for connecting to all sorts of things. You can also supply power with this. Also, you just need some micro USB cables. One FPGA development board. This is a Lattice Semiconductor ice stick. Those are actually kind of nice, and they're also for an FPGA development kit. They're stupendously cheap, generally $15 or something. You can do a lot with them. I haven't used this much, although I had it open before. But yeah, maybe I'll get around to developing something on the FPGA someday. And also the ICE 40 FPGAs, they're also very cheap, which is nice. So what else? These are just assorted MSP 430 microcontrollers from Texas Instruments. Those I haven't opened before. I think I bought them some time ago. I never got around to doing anything with those. Couple of perf boards. I can always use those. I have for soldering to them, in case I should ever have to do that. I have a gas-powered soldering iron and some solder and a pair of snips and some tweezers and stuff you need. I have that in another bag that I have always all around with me. This I only take when I'm traveling some distance, or when I'm going on vacation, apparently. What else do I have with me? This is an adapter board for Atmos in-system programming header, the 10-pin header this is. To just, you can plug this into a breadboard nicely, and then you can read what the pins are. So it's much easier to connect to things than to have to dig around with shoving the breadboard wires up the socket and stuff. It's very annoying. And what else? Lots of breadboards. Oh, this is an Atmega 32.8 PU, I think. Yes, it is. Yeah, this should be with the microcontrollers, but it's on here. Tiny breadboards. I think there's some more back here. In-system programmer. This is a USB ASP knockoff, I think. Very useful. I have more than one of those in case one dies. Bag of LEDs. Always useful. Some more tiny breadboards. This is just very useful if you're working with an 8-pin DIP or something. Now this is the box that has most of the microcontrollers in there. Just another MSP 430. Another USB cable. 2 more USB ASPs. Might that might be a bit overkill. One Arduino Nano. You never know when one might come in handy. Here I have a couple of Atmel microcontrollers. This is an Attiny 2313 and 2 Atmega Attiny 85s and another 32.8 PU. The MSP 430 Launchpad, I think this thing is called, which is just an in-system programmer. Works on a very similar principle to this thing here. It also has an Atmel controller on it, some software. This has also a microcontroller on here. I think this is the micro. Some sort of USB interfacey type of chip. Maybe this is the USB interface chip and this is the micro. I don't know. What this does is you stick the micro in here, you can program it, we'll light up some LEDs on here. It's just a teeny tiny development kit. Very nice. One more, and this one has the socket adapter on it. It can go down from 10 to 6 pin. This also might come in handy. And this is the last thing in there, but it's also the heart of the kit. Step up board in case you ever should need a higher voltage. Then the 5-volt power bank that's usually also in here, and also the tiny power supply cube that's also usually in there. These are all kinds of chips. I think what I have in here is a couple AND gates, a couple inverters, a couple op amps, both bipolar, j-fet input. I think LM358, LM383, TLC44 something. I think it's a j-fet op amp. Also, yeah, NAND gates, inverters, just stuff you need. A couple of NE555s. You always need an NE555 in your kit. Yeah, just various ICs that might come in handy. Couple more LEDs, different color LEDs. Couple of 7-segment displays. You never know when you might need those. Transistors. Those are BC308 PNP transistors. Also a couple of general purpose 1000-volt diodes, 1N407. A couple more resistors here. On that side. Those are just a pack of j-fets. Never know why you might need a j-fet. And some small signal MOSFETs. A couple of voltage regulators. So you can also fix stuff with this. A couple of capacitors. A couple of large filter caps. And yeah, a couple of pots. And some power transistors. Well, those are good for half an amp. So, and then I chose the TO, well, the metal case, TO something, is it TO3 maybe? No, TO3 is the big one. But they are basically self heat sinking with the metal case, so you don't have to worry about this too much.